morning and wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. So here come the Colts to take over for the first time, and leading the way is the number 4 pick in the draft out of Florida. Here's Anthony Richardson.
I think the hope was to let him sit and learn for a bit, but he was thrown right into the fire in week 1. Now we'll see what kind of lessons he's learned as he prepares for his second start in the NFL.
Yeah, Richardson will throw to start out here. That's caught by his tight end, Kylan Granson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Richardson back to throw it. That's complete to Pierce. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out. How vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 23 carries, 121 yards.
So coming off the opener where they established the run and established it well, their goal is to make sure that the trend continues and to serve notice to the rest of the league that they might be a run-first team.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Azeez Al-Shaair coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
On 4th down, the Colts will call on Rigoberto Sanchez for the punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So here are the Texans now with a fresh face at quarterback, the 2nd overall pick from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud.
And this would be his 2nd NFL start. Last week was about what you'd expect to see from a rookie quarterback. Had some good moments, but not enough to lead his guys to victory. Now we'll have to see how he handles adversity, because on the college level, he didn't lose a whole lot of games.
Now a 3-time 1,000-yard rusher, Joe Mixon. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The numbers for Mixon last week: 21 carries, 127 yards, and a score.
So coming off the opener where they established the run and established it well, their goal is to make sure that the trend continues and to serve notice to the rest of the league that they might be a run-first team.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. You look at this Colt defense. This unit currently 7th in the NFL, Charles, in stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game, because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get...
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. 41 yards.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? Oh, what the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 11 more on that one, and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. And Stroud now to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And the Texans are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So, Charles, this game number 2 in the NFL career, this rookie quarterback, his guys took the loss in the opener. And when asked after that game by reporters how he did, he was pretty curt. He said, not well. What did you see?
Well, first and foremost, I loved his answer to the media because he was being honest. And those veterans in the locker room, they're looking at him to see how he's going to handle things, and they like the fact that he's not blaming other people because I thought he struggled. The only thing that's going to help him, though, reps. No matter how many big games you played in college, how well you do in practice, the reps in the real games, that's when you begin to grow as a quarterback.
Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right. Mixon again. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Joe Mixon, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are on the board first here this afternoon. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And early on, you know, Charles, every stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one good for 26 and a first down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. First down, Colts. Up the middle. Here's Taylor. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
A good pickup there at 22. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Taylor will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season,
but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now, they're just cutting them to shreds.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. The Texans had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. Down inside the 40.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Play action. Stroud now. Short throw into the hands of Jordan. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The offense on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts' 13-yard line. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Mixing up the middle. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Stroud looking to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Dalton Schultz, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Texans have taken the lead. His first career touchdown pass, and it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
Now a dump off here complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Richardson on 3rd and short. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Fielded at about the 28. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Texans will take over. C.J. Stroud and the offense back out there. Last series, the ball never hit the ground. 6 of 6, touchdown pass. So whatever he did then, do it again, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of when I watch the best quarterbacks throw 7-on-7 or even routes versus air. They're accurate. The receivers catch it. The ball never touches the ground. Or if you want to take it to basketball, a well-executed fast break, right? Pass, 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 finish at the rim, basket. Yeah, ball never hits the ground there either.
2nd and 4. Staying on his feet. And Stroud wisely slides down safely after picking up the first down. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. Part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
Stroud now on 1st and 10. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
That is caught by Dell. Touchdown, Texans. Tank Dell with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Texans go up by 2 touchdowns. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Richardson looking to throw. Out of his hands quickly to Pittman. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Richardson out of the shotgun. Escapes the sack. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. 1st and 10, it's Stroud. That's complete to Dell. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on. Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So here are the Texans to take over. They were losers a week ago to Baltimore, but they lead things here as they start 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
No question, that was needed by the defense because they're already trailing by a couple of scores. They had to get off the field without allowing another one. That sack on the first play, that may have derailed this drive.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Stroud out of the gun here. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He got him a big chunk of that yardage back, but even with that effort, it'll still be 3rd and long. Stroud on 3rd down now. He'll let this go deep for Collins. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
The Texans send the punter out. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Richardson off the play fake. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On 1st down, Richardson. They're going right back to Pittman.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Out to the right and complete to Pittman.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
Yeah, you only get a 1-yard buffer there from the line of scrimmage, and he got downfield a little too far, and the flag came out. Richardson.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
He's got Granson, his tight end.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
They'll run here with Taylor.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the Texans' 9-yard line.
Richardson looking to throw this. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Gotta figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal.
Now it's Richardson. They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11th. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Gay's kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
53 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
Stroud's throw taken in by Diggs.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A handoff to Mixon.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called, they are handling their business at the line of scrimmage.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Dalton Schultz. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Texans take a 3-touchdown lead.
This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game. The field's the same, size. We know all of that. But being at home, sometimes when you do things well, you get that extra push from your home fans, and it elevates your game.
And in the driver's seat right now. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. For the Colts now, they're ready to get the football back. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go to the ground again with Taylor.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. And that one off the mark. A little late with a throw.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out.
Back now in Houston. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6.
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
On 3rd down, Mixon. They find some open field here. He's still on his feet. He's still barreling through. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. 138 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, Keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Are things looking much rosier for them here in week 2? They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Now here's Stroud. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Joe Mixon. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Texans have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. So, Charles, the bad taste from that opening week loss, that's just a memory now. This has been a very strong performance as they score once again.
Yeah, I know it's only week 2, but you're exactly right, because this team felt like they let one get away in the opener. And not only were they determined to not let the same thing happen here, they knew that they had to correct a bunch of things. So everything went wrong in game 1. They took care of business with it in game 2.
Taking it about the 1. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. He'll get that one to Taylor, complete.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Here's Richardson to throw.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
4th down, desperation time. Here's Richardson.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Now, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 41-yard line.
Once again, they run with Mixon. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
At the 30-yard line.
Play action. Here's Stroud.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Tank Dell
with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Texans start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th.
He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
2nd and 10, back to the air with Richardson. Oh, wide open, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And give him a gain of 37. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
1st and 10, it's Richardson. A short one there, caught by Granson.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 7 at the Texans' 37-yard line.
And Richardson looks to throw once more. He'll check this one down to Taylor.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, it's Richardson.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Oh, this is going to be fielded defensively, and remember, this is a live football. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. Stroud sets up the play action. That is caught. And he is going to have a Texans first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
181 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
2nd and 5.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Texans, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens.